Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. It's Sunday night prime time. He's off and running. Devin Duvernay to return it. And he's brought down inside the 20 on a non-eventful effort. All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. First give of the game here to Chase Brown. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Man in motion out of the slot. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. This is hauled in by T. Higgins. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Burrow throwing here, 3rd and 2. Connection made to the rookie from Iowa. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Burrow now on 1st down. On him quick, and they bring him down. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's 2nd down.
Kate, all the data lately has taught us really clearly. Sacks, negative yardage plays. They not only just destroyed that play, they destroyed drives. Well done, defense.
Burrow out of the shotgun. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And the nice gain is met by a punishing hit to bring it to a halt.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
3rd and short, it's Burrow. This connects with Higgins. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Now the completion rate is strong, partner. The yards, you got to imagine, will start to come soon enough.
You never go broke taking a profit. And you know this one too, Kate. The crumbs always lead to...
Oh, the cookie. Now I'm hungry. Blown back, it's the handoff. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. Burrow from the gun. Throw finds Jamar Chase. And they make the tackle at the 38. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And the Bengals have a 1st down. Offense executing early. New set of downs at the 38-yard line.
And the Bengals 1st down.
1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Lasers this one deep down the middle. And they can't connect on the deep low. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. Oh, and how well he's slinging at this opening drive, Brock. Not sure we expected to see an incompletion, but his perfect start ends at 5 for 5.
And kind of the feeling out process, right? I think you find this with defensive coordinators a whole bunch, trying to figure out what that script is on the other side. I have a sense there'll be some completions and incompletions along the way.
And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Devin Witherspoon there on the stop.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of the defense.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver. And 4th and 4 coming up.
49-yard attempt.
McPherson's kick is good. And our game starts with a field goal on the opening drive.
That's a nice kick to begin his game, and make sure an impressive opening drive doesn't come away empty-handed.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. To return this, Rashid Shaheed. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Seahawks just about set. Here's first and 10. They're going play action. He's got some air under this one, deep down the middle. And he nearly gave it away to start this game. Almost an interception, but instead, a gift. They get it back for second down. And we're seeing this more and more these days, mixing some deep looks into that opening script. Brock test all levels of the secondary. They held up there.
Yeah, and it's not going to be the last time this defense will be tested. This group likes to push the ball down the field. They answered the call that time.
He's going to throw again on second down. Hits his running back. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
Play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball. Right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
So they'll head up here first and 10 from the 34. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send it backwards. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Kenneth Walker gets it for the first time. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
From the gun on third down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Possibly an early indicator of where they're going to want to go when they want important yards, Brock. Didn't need that much on third down, but they chose to throw for it instead of run it.
Yeah, one of the things about that down and distance is you typically get man-to-man coverage. So I don't mind that call, being aggressive. They've got to find a way to execute.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Bengals getting set, Brock. Here comes first and 10. Give now to the running back. And this play's going to come to an end at the 27. Big gain, 14 on the play. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati.
These running backs love getting in the open field, and the best of them, they're not even looking at the man right in front of them. They're looking at that next level to get a chunk run like that.
They send the tight end in motion. Burrow on first down. He completes it in traffic. They come crashing down on that receiver screen, and they take him down behind the line.
Not met many receivers in my life that don't love the spotlight, but you got to earn your place there. The easy way to do it, catches just like that, going up into double coverage and making the play anyway.
Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through one quarter. Just 3-0 is our score. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They have second and pretty long here. Burrow back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. That was Jamar Chase he was looking for there. And things look tougher now with third and long.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
3rd and long. Here's Burrow. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
39-yard line.
Sticking in the air, it's Burrow. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. They get 35 out of that play. And the Bengals have a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. Getting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
At the 26-yard line.
Another carry for him. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Tackle made by Ernest Jones.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it will largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. Escapes the pocket. To the right side and reeled in by Chase. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
There are times a quarterback's got to be blacksmiths. When you're in the pocket, there's just a certain timing and precision. When you get outside that pocket, you got to be an artist. You got to be creative, and this guy is.
They'll come up on 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Slot man motioned over. Looking right, and he finds him. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. Escape. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through, and that's going to back him up and bring up 4th down. McPherson's kick is good. And another field goal makes it 6-0 for him.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Seattle getting everybody set. They've got 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. Now to throw. That's a catch. Jackson Smith-Njigba. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs. Only took him one play, Brock, and they have already made it to the 40-yard line.
10 at the 40-yard line.
First down, play action. Throw right side, caught by Njoku. Trying to make it happen, but no luck. This goes backwards on 1st down.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
Back to throw. Here's Thompson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And for the 2nd straight play, Brock, they're headed the wrong way, and that's going to bring up a tough 3rd down.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go. Let that pass rush get home.
This is a tough spot to be in. It's third and very long. Here he goes, third and long. Dumps it off to his running back. Defense contains him. That's going to force fourth down as he's dropped for a loss. So another punt coming up. Michael Dixon back out there. And he drives this into the pouring rain. Fields this clean at the 30. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So they'll head up here, first and 10 from the 34. Burrow to the air now. Gets it to him on the screen. And they're going to have this up at the 44-yard line as they haul him down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident a screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Burrow now on first down. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. Burrow out of the shotgun. And that's incomplete. Wanted to dial up the aggressiveness there like that, but couldn't connect. Second down.
Kate, it just kind of feels like they've met their match with this defense. So many plays, well, they just not ended the way they were drawn up. Fortunately, well, their defense is doing the same. You really feel like which offense can get into rhythm is going to find a way to win this game.
To the air again, it's Burrow. Catch made underneath that back. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
Again, it's Burrow. And the tackle quickly follows that catch as this one reaches the 23. Cincinnati uses its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. So a new set of downs. Here we go, first and 10. Motioning the tight end now. First down, Burrow to throw. He's got it at the 5. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals grow their lead just before halftime. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals bump the lead up to 13 points.
Seahawks, nothing.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff.
Kickoff for Cincinnati.
His return starts at the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line.
Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
They'll begin this drive with barely over 25 seconds left. Now Thompson to throw. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball, left side. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
The lack of points and the lack of yards have just gone hand in hand here in the first half, and they both really trace back to the same root cause, an inability to consistently find and exploit any opening on what's been a very sound defensive game plan.
And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. The Seahawks calling for a timeout. So they're first to 3. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
We've set it downs from 37.
Let's go.
Thompson now. It's on the in route. And he is tagged right as he brings that one in, Brock. But a solid gain right up towards that midfield stripe. Just before halftime, we get a timeout ticket.
Seahawks, first down. First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Offense is set. First and 10.
Let's go now.
Sticking to the air here. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they face second down. Here's the final play of our first half. The final throw before the break. Taking a deep shot here. This final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half. With 2 quarters left, Brock, for starters and backups alike to get tuned up before week 1. The second half of our preseason finale is underway. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Seahawks just about set. Here's first and 10. Here's the handoff. Breaks through and breaks away. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Only 2 yards, and it brings up second and 8.
Brings up second and 8 at the 26-yard line.
Thompson. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete.
He's really starting to just about exhaust every option and trick he's got at his disposal. That time, trying to test him outside the pocket, extend the play, there was just nowhere to go with it.
Short pass brought in. Good job defensively here to contain the pass. This is going to be 4th down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Cincinnati into formation. It's first and 10. Long back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Play action now, Burrow. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well, no look on his first look of the game. So they're left facing 3rd and long. When we look back at this one, Brock, it is going to be defensive highlight after defensive highlight. And there again, the examples, they just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark. Really, from the first snap through this second half, there have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Finds him over the middle. And he's going to have this up near the 40, just a little bit short of it. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
A gain of 14. And the Bengals first down.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Headed out right. Complete out to the right side. And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
Some of these quarterbacks, I swear, it's just instinctive. Like a great running back, they just know how to buy a little bit more time and to create space to find those completions outside the pocket.
They'll run here on first down. Good hit on the grounds here. That's going to be a 9-yard pickup as it's second down.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on second down. Back-to-back carries here. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Manages a gain of 3 there. And a fresh set of downs for Cincinnati. So fresh set of downs now from the 39. Going to the ground again on first. Now he's past the 25. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. An excellent gain, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
You know, it is so refreshing for these running backs when they have space to run. It's hard. There's so many collisions between the tackles. When they get on the edge and have green grass, well, the best of them take advantage of it.
Rolling out to his left. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. So it'll be second down.
Well, he went for it all right there. That was a highlight reel waiting to happen if he could connect. So good to get out of the pocket and keep the play alive, but even better defensively to force the incompletion.
Second down, still 10 to go after that incomplete pass. Off the play fake, Burrow. He has it at the 5! He's got a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals push their lead further to start the half. So he looks to and finds the big fella, and his tight end takes it in for 6.
Such a reliable weapon down in the red zone. You know, kind of reminds me like a point guard making an entry pass to that post player. When you trust your big people around you, and when a quarterback trusts his tight end like that, it makes a difference.
And that's into the end zone, so they follow the touchdown by tacking on 2 more to their lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff.
The kickoff for Cincinnati.
Returning it from the 4. He stopped on the run back at the 27.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Seattle getting everybody set. They've got first and 10.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Viking, 18. 70 Lions, 18.
Guy play straight ahead. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be second and 9.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Let's go.
To throw, Thompson. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Third and long, they're going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Great looking catch, but he lost track of that sideline and went out of bounds. We've got fourth down.
Incomplete. The coverage by Cam Taylor-Britt.
A full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this. Here's the snap on 4th. And they'll turn it over on downs as that pass comes up empty and off the field they go.
You know, Kate, I don't think I've ever met a defender that cares. All they want to do is get off the field. Doesn't matter if it's a drop pass, deflection, breakup, even an interception. Challenged by the offense to get one more stop to get off the field, and it's exactly what they did.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing to run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
We've got a screen to the running back. He takes this down to the 24-yard line. To the ground by Nick Emanwari.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
On third down, here's Burrow. Chased out to his right. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. Impressive play, but they are well shy of the first down. On fourth down, out comes the Bengals field goal team and Evan McPherson. This from 40 on the right hash. McPherson's kick is good. It sails right through. A beautifully placed football.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Seahawks just about set. Here's first and 10. Hand off to the back. He'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Here's Thompson. Completed to his running back. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
It's a design boot. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
I'm not going to be surprised at all, Kate, if we see more of this. Just trying to find some answer, extend plays, be creative, try different things, because nothing really consistently has gone well for him today.
Again to throw on second. Dumped off to his running back. Along the sideline past midfield. And he's down inside the 40 before he's escorted out.
Got to be a pretty good actor. Got to be pretty good at selling to that defense. That's a drop back pass. When you get a big play on the screen like that, boy, it's choreography by everybody on that offense.
On the set.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
Ready.
Milrow with it on first. That's caught. Rashid Shaheed makes the play. Running in the red zone. And he's going to take this down to the 11-yard line. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
There's another Seahawks first down. First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Ready, set.
Coming to the line for another first and 10.
Here we go. Take off.
They give up the gut to Walker. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
At the 11-yard line.
Now nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Running with Walker again. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still third down and short that they've got to figure out now as they pick up 9 on that previous play.
A gain of
Danger,
10.
Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
Here comes play number 8 of the drive, 3rd and 1. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. So it's going to be 4th and short.
Kate, you could hear the roar of the crowd celebrating the touchdown, but not so fast. Catch looked good. You got to get both feet down as well.
Down big, they're going to exhaust all options, it appears. The offense lining up to go for this.
Let's go. 17, Viking, 18. Let's go.
Fullback trying to power it across. And he's in for the touchdown. The Seahawks putting up points in a game decided. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown. If there's an argument for continuing to rely on a fullback, Brock, it is plays just like that remind us. They're pretty good at barreling in for touchdowns when they're given the chance.
And you know the greatest fullback name ever? Maybe you need to name your son Sam Gash. Because that dude, when I think fullback, I think Sam Gash just gashing people for touchdowns.
And he makes the catch, so hope not entirely extinguished just yet. Still a little glimmer remaining as that makes it a 2-score game here late. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. And he'll take a knee in the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Running this one left. No one's around him. He's got space. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. Back to the well again. He made most of that one, didn't he? Give him 9 yards on that 1st down carry. Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
They give it to him again. And that's not what the offense styled up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
3rd and 4 coming up now. Now they send their back in motion right. Here's the backup. 1st throw. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
That's taken on the 7. They found some space to do a little damage there before they bottle him up.
At their own 19-yard line.
All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
Go! 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Thompson back to throw. Gonna let this one fly deep downfield. And he makes the wait. No, he didn't hang on. It falls incomplete. Jordan Addison, the intended target. And it sets up 2nd down.
With how hard it is to get an open look downfield, can't let the coverage off the hook with the drop. Saw open space, started running before he was able to watch the ball into his hands.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now, Thompson. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to get this one at 36-yard line. Give him an 18-yard pickup there. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle.
1st
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Walker on first down. Solid running here. That's 9 yards as he brings up second down. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
Now Thompson to throw. Forced out to his right. Downfield, that finds Shaheed. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
Thompson now. Catch made underneath, right back. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
To the line and set. Here we go, first down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. That one stopped right at the line for no gain. This is going to be second down.
You know, how often do we talk about awareness, and it's always offense, offense, offense? Well, this is a great case for the defensive awareness. The ball went to a secondary ball carrier, and the defense was aware enough to cut him down for a big red zone stop.
Dump off to his fullback. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. Zach Charbonnet with the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Will line up for the two-point conversion.
All right, they're going to throw for it. Buys time, rolling right. And that pass is caught. They get the 2 points and a little drama now. We've got ourselves a one-score ball game. Well, I hear you say it all the time, partner. It comes back to that word trust. And they trusted in their offense to go get those 2 points, make this a one-score game. They do their job. Now one big play can change the entire outlook of this game for them.
Yeah, now it becomes about complementary football. As you said, the offense did their job. Now defense, can you not just get a stop? Can you get a turnover? Maybe take it to the house yourself. Either way, that conversion puts them one snap away from a totally different ball game.
And the Bengals hands team does its job recovering that kick. So we're down to the 2-minute warning here from Seattle. Bengals up by 8. Here's first and 10 from the 47. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll stay upright through this rain, but not through that hit as he's tackled after about a 1-yard gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be second and 8.
This offense is now left with some ground to make up a little bit here on second down after that drive starts with a very minimal gain.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. We motion the tight end over. Oh, Gronk, look at this. He's setting up to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Now Seattle going to call it second timeout. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on third down. Setting up to pass. And that one's incomplete. For now, he brings up fourth. Let's see what this penalty flag is all about. Tempting to perhaps take the yards and run third down again, partner, but they decline it. That's going to bring up fourth down. Look at them. They don't want to surrender the lead or possession. The offense staying out there on 4. Back to throw it. He connects downfield. And he picks up the first down for the Bengals. And that is the last thing they need to lock away this win.
And this is one of those situations where, Kate, even as a former QB, I really feel for these corners in this league. They got the hardest job in football, sticking the guys on these routes and on a comebacker in particular, where that receiver breaks it off. Man, that can be so difficult to defend.
So the Bengals take this one on the road. And for what it's worth, Brock, they have cruised through this preseason undefeated. So all things pointing up for them as they get ready for Week 1. This has been another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. With all our crew here and my broadcast partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. The Bengals emerge as winners as we say so long from Seattle.